timeless voices of the eternal church.
Justin Martyr, Rome, circa 165 to 168, honored June 1. Born to Greek parents living in Samaria at the turn of the 2nd century, about AD 100, Justin became a student of philosophy, studying in Alexandria and Ephesus. He eagerly studied Plato, believing that the Platonic philosophy would lead him to God. He was such a brilliant student that he soon earned the right to wear the traditional cloak indicating his stature as philosopher. But his inquisitive mind realized that not everything fit into the Platonic viewpoint. For instance, the Christians in Ephesus. They were accused of living in evil and in the love of pleasure, yet they willingly embraced death rather than deny their Jesus, whom they called the Son of God. It was true, they did not sacrifice to the gods, but they did not seem to deserve being denounced as atheists and criminals. What philosophy gave them such courage and such joy? A true philosophy. Justin wrapped his cloak tight around his shoulders and faced into the brisk wind coming off the Aegean Sea. He loved walking along the seashore. The waves and the wind shut out all the sounds of Ephesus' busy city life. Here he could think. An old man seemed to have the same idea, walking along the shore with the help of a staff. When Justin caught his eye, he smiled invitingly. Always eager to learn from his elders, Justin fell into step with the old man, and they began to talk. The old man was a good listener, and Justin found himself eagerly discussing Platonic philosophy and his belief that transcendent ideas could be known through the material world, and by careful reflection lead to knowledge of God. The old man asked a few questions for clarification and listened respectfully. Then, gently, he told Justin that human knowledge alone could not lead to God, but that God had revealed himself in a person, Jesus of Nazareth. Indeed, it wasn't philosophy that led to God, but a saving knowledge of the only true God that led to true philosophy, understanding of life, and happiness. How can I gain this divine knowledge? Justin asked eagerly. The old man pointed him to the prophets of the Jewish scriptures, who had faithfully recorded the works of God among his people and foretold the coming of the Messiah, and whose prophecies were fulfilled in the life of Jesus. Later, Justin wrote of this experience. Straightway a flame was kindled in my soul, and a love of the prophets and those who are friends of Christ possessed me. Then only I became a true philosopher. A prolific writer, Justin became an apologist for the Christian faith. Even today, we have 3 well-documented writings by Justin. 1. An apology written to the Emperor Antonius Pius, defending Christianity and describing current Christian ceremonies such as baptism and the Lord's Supper to counter distorted accounts. 2. A second apology to the Roman Senate, refuting charges of immorality and misconduct among the Christians, and arguing that Christians make good citizens. And 3. A dialogue with Trypho, the Jew, about whether Jesus was the promised Messiah, spoken of by the prophets. A skilled debater, Justin was always willing to discuss his newfound philosophy, whether in Ephesus or Rome. But Crescens, a cynic philosopher, did not take kindly to losing these debates, and began to lay snares for Justin, accusing him of practicing an unauthorized religion. Justin and 6 of his students, including a young woman from his school of Christian philosophy, were brought to trial before Rusticus, the Roman prefect. Each one affirmed, "We are Christians. We do not sacrifice to idols." Sentenced to be whipped and then beheaded, Justin joined the ranks of those Christians he had admired in Ephesus, who faced death with the confidence that no trial on earth compared to the joy that awaited them in eternal life with God. Voice of the hero. No right-thinking person falls away from piety to impiety. Justin, when urged to sacrifice to the Roman gods and save his life. The law of the Lord is perfect, reviving the soul. The decrees of the Lord are trustworthy, making wise the simple. Psalm 19, verse 7.
Reading from the complete book of Christian heroes, over 200 stories of courageous people who suffered for Jesus, compiled by Dave and Neta Jackson. This is the Eternal Church of Jesus Christ, the record.